Hi, welcome to this video tutorial, and today we'll be familiarizing ourselves with the Visual Studio environment and some of the tools which you'll find yourself using again and again throughout the course. So on my screen you can see that I've pulled up Visual Studio, and Visual Studio itself is a big sprawling developer's tool, and it is easy to get lost into it but rather easier to understand and master it. So you can see that I've already opened a solution in Visual Studio, and it's called the Hello World project. Now over to my right you can see something called the Solution Explorer. It allows me to look into all the files inside my project. At the top of the list there's something called a solution. So the name of my solution is Hello World. So a solution is nothing but a container of one or more projects. So this solution has one project in it, the Hello World, and it's a Windows form application. So each of the project in turn is nothing but a container of all these files. So if I expand this container, you see that I have various files in it. So in Visual Studio 2015, you can filter these project lists through the search box at the top over here. So let me type a word, for example, form, and you see it presents me with a filtered list of all the files which have the string form in it. And if you click on any of these forms, you can see that it has opened in a temporary view on your left. And if I double click on any of these forms, then it has actually opened in a permanent tab. So you can just click the X button to close it, and you can click the X button here to clear the search result. So now on my left you can see that there's a toolbox. I mean, it's a small nub here on the left, and if you click it, it drags open here. So to permanently pin your toolbox onto your Visual Studio environment, all you have to do is pin this uh, box permanently. So there you go, it is now pinned permanently and would not be moving even after you restart your Visual Studio. So here is a list of generally available controls in your form, for example, a button. So right now there are no tools is because we haven't opened our design. So from the Solution Explorer, just right click and you can see that this is the design view of my application. And now if you want to add any buttons into it, you can add buttons, text boxes, and you can use this search feature to add whatever controls you want. So now if you want to change any properties of this control on how they behave, you can do that easily from the property view on your right over here. It's also called the property grid or the property panel. So by default it is sorted in category, but if you want you can click here on the right and sort it alphabetically as well. So there might be times in your course when you accidentally click the properties panel, you close the properties panel or the toolbox or something like that. So if you want to get those back, all you have to do is click the view button on the top, and if you want the toolbox back, then all you have to do is search for toolbox over here, and there you go, it's back here. So all your windows are available here, and if you completely mess it up and you have nothing on your form or on your screen and you want to reset everything, then just go ahead and click on Windows from the toolbar at the top and select this option called reset window layout. Sorry for that sound, but once you do that, it'll ask you for an option whether you want to reset the layout of the environment. So do this knowingly. If you have set your custom positions of all these toolbars, and if you don't want them to change, do not use this option. But if there is no other alternative and you want to get back your original view, just click this option and select yes, and there you see we have our original view back with the Solution Explorer on the right, the properties panel on below the Solution Explorer, and there we have our toolbox, which we can now open and pin it permanently over here. So these are some basic things which you will run into the course, and I hope this helps, and you can explore around and play with Visual Studio. And remember, if everything is if you do anything wrong, or if you get yourself into a situation where you don't know how to get out, then just reset the Windows layout. Thank you so much.